God, this is going to be a rough week. Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I'm going to be sharing with you how I plan all of my work for the week as a very busy PhD student, manager of a business, as well as somebody who runs a brand. Basically just sharing how I go about the process of planning for the week, not becoming too overwhelmed. I know I did this video a couple of months ago, but it was when I was getting back into filming and we just moved to this house. So I was convinced that the lighting in this house was broken because I had my auto exposure was off or something like that, and I had not learned how to use this camera properly, so everything was just super dark. So I'm going to be redoing that video for you today. And I suppose just sharing a little bit more about the process, because I think I was still finding my feet with it at that time, whereas I think I've sort of gotten into a pretty good routine with it now. So the first thing I'm going to do is do a brain dump of all of the things that I might need to do at any given time, whether that's this week or next week. Basically just get all of my to-dos off of my mind. Right now I have 7 things on my list already, which is sort of a small number of things for me. I'm trying to get to the point where I can get this list down to nothing. It would be so nice to just be able to have nothing to do. But I think we're sort of a while away from that, especially because there's always going to be new projects going on. I've got a little coffee with me today. So if you're going to be doing this, I do recommend just getting into it. All of what I'm using in this is my own Notion template, and I'll have those linked down below. I do have a PhD version which has things specifically for PhD students, and then a productivity version only, which is just the productivity stuff, none of the PhD stuff. So I'm just going to go through my projects list and see, is there anything that I can update? Is there anything that I need to move that's in a waiting for list, which means it's not in my main task list? That can I move it into, so let's see. So I think this week I'm going to have a lot of sort of checkups to do, because there's a number of things on my lists that I want to do by the end of these 12 weeks, which is coming up in the next 2 or 3 weeks. And basically I want to have this stuff done. Okay, I've moved that already. Yeah. So that's good. Yeah, I already have that. Let's see. Okay, summer courses is definitely going to be something we're taking on sort of now, but also in the next term. I think for now we're just working on getting some dates together. Okay, so all of the filming of these is pretty much sorted, so I can get rid of that task. Editing is something that I'll need to do this week, as well as sending out, but I can't send out until they're edited. This we can get rid of, because this is going to be for the next term, and I will revisit that in a while. So we've got all the performances sorted, so I can get rid of that. This I need to do, that's there. This I need to do, that's there. Yeah, need to do that. I think I need to add a few tasks in here. So I want to check ICCBR 2021 paper with new data. And then I had a meeting on Friday with a couple of people who really gave me some really good ideas for how I could improve this work. So the other thing that I did was, so I need to basically, what do I need to do? I need to add time or maybe distance spent in different training zones. So that's going to be somewhat of a big one. Longest. Okay, that's probably that. I probably need to divide those up a little bit because I don't really feel like these are all the same. So this is going to be an at desk. I think this is going to be a new project. And this is going to be a someday. Well, let's just fill this in as PhD first. and this is going to be a someday, but it's just so that I don't forget about it. Basically, that was just one project idea that came to mind in that call, but it's not something that I'm necessarily going to do for this particular article. Okay, with this collab, yeah, I've sent that and I'm still waiting for a reply there, so I'll leave that there for the moment. And then for this next collab, I have drafted the script and now that's all sorted, so I just need to now film the video. So I can do that. That's going to be at home, or content creation, I suppose, because that's sort of a different mode. So basically now what I'm doing is, now that I just looked at all of the current projects, I'm going through my mind just to see, is there any projects that I haven't gotten on this list that I want to add? And then I'm just trying to like rack my brain for any potential other tasks that I may not have thought of just yet. Just check, do I have any other projects that are coming up soon that I want to check in on? So this projects list I have filtered by current projects. There is definitely one that's missing from here, so I'm going to change this to is not current, and this I will move this to now. This will be coming up soon, so I just want to change that to soon because I'd like to do something soon with that. I think I had this as a project before and then I deleted it when I finished a couple of tasks, but I don't know why I did when it was definitely still going on. Okay, so what tasks do I have? I need to send Hannah info about summer courses. So the way that I organize my tasks in Notion, I have these contexts that are associated with the tasks. So any of the current tasks that I can do right now basically get given a context. So that could be on my phone, either emails, at my desk. So that basically whenever I'm in that context, I can try and get through as many of those tasks as possible. And then I also have two more lists. One is a waiting for list. So that's anything that I can't do right now for some reason. So it could be that, like, for example, I know there's grading coming up for one of the classes, but at the moment I can't do that because we haven't been given it. Or it could be that I've delegated something to someone or something like that. So essentially I have those two lists and I basically just check in on those once a week to see is there anything that I can move from my someday maybe list to, or my waiting for list, if there's anything I need to check in on or put back in my to-do list for whatever reason. So I've just gone through my list to do that, and now because I've got a lot of new tasks in my list, I'm just going to go ahead and update all of those. So fill in the context and basically just define the task. So sometimes you'll have things on your mind that is just something like, for example, I've got my brother's birthday present, that's something that's there, but what's the next action? It's going to be talking to my sister about what to get him or asking him what he might want for his birthday. So that's going to be an on my phone task or family home task, and basically just to contact Emma and Owen, because then that's an easier thing to be able to do. That's something I'll just put down 15 minutes for, and usually that's probably more than enough time for a lot of these tasks. So I'm just going to go ahead and update all of those tasks and then see what we're left with. One thing that does get asked of me a lot when I post my schedules on social media is how do I deal if something takes longer than expected. So I will typically try to put more time than I think something will take. So for example, you can see me going through the tasks and there's certain emails there that I've put down for 15 minutes. And the reality is a lot of these could take maybe a minute, but by putting in more time, it gives me a bit of a chance. And it also means that I don't end up with too much work for a given week. I don't usually try and look at all my tasks as stuff I need to get done this week, but it's basically a list of things that I need to get done as soon as possible. And a lot of people feel that that can be really overwhelming, and I definitely did find it overwhelming when I started doing this. But I've been doing this for about a year now, and I've started to really find that this is a great way for me to be motivated to get these things done, is by wanting to get this list down. So when I started off the process there was 7 tasks in a total of maybe 8 hours of work. And now I've got about 43 tasks with a total of 52 hours of work. And that's not even including things that are in my schedule that are already booked in. You know, there's sort of a lot to think about there. And we'll see if I end up getting all of this done this week. I don't know. And I think it'll be interesting for me to look back next week and see, do I end up with the same number of things coming up for things to do on my list? Okay, and one thing I just now added in was time needed. So basically I categorized the tasks into the 3 different areas of work and then 1 area of personal, and just put all the tasks like manually into that spreadsheet, and then it calculated all of the time. So in terms of the business stuff, I have about 30 hours of work to do this week, which is a lot more than I would typically like to have. But then keeping in mind that we do have no class on Saturday, so then that's usually a full day of work that is sort of gone. So I only have my class on Wednesday, so that means in total I'll probably have about 35 hours of work spent on the business this coming week. It sort of is a big week because it's the end of one term and the start of a next term, and then we have a bunch of other things going on. So that's just something to keep in mind for this week. Then I probably need to schedule a lot of time for that. And then PhD, keeping in mind we have a bank holiday for St. Patrick's Day on Thursday and another day on Friday. So basically I won't be doing work for my PhD either of those days. I have about 12 and a half hours of work of things that I need to do. And to be honest, once these are done, there'll be other things that need to be done. And then brand stuff, I have more than usual because I'm a little bit behind on content. Mainly because the vlog that I filmed this week, I just didn't film. So I need to look over the content and see it might be actually okay to film for Wednesday. And then that would cut back about 3 hours of work, but 10 hours would be around typical. So again, I need to schedule that into my calendar. And then personal stuff, only about 2 hours. So the other thing that I'm doing is just looking over my calendar now for any appointments, any things that I have on each day that I need to. More so, is there anything coming up 2 weeks from now that I need to add any tasks for, which I don't think so. I think I'm all good there because I had sort of looked at them already. And then what else? So basically looking at this week now, what is the stuff that I have on this week in terms of any appointments or anything. So I don't really have much. I have a counselling appointment. I have a meeting tomorrow at 10:30, which isn't on my schedule and should be. I have a driving lesson, and then it's St. Patrick's Day, and I'm going to be in Galway for a couple of days, and then it's my brother's birthday on Saturday. But in terms of appointments, work-wise, I don't have a huge amount on because it is a week of sort of a break. So now I'm just going to be updating my weekly routine. I recently moved Sundays over here just because I do sort of start my week on a Sunday, and I actually really hate when calendars are laid out that way. But I do find if I'm looking ahead at this week, and today I'm feeling the best thing I could do would be getting started with some of the work that I need to do, then it's good to know that today and actually get through this. So first of all, I'm just going ahead and deleting all of this info, and then I'm just going to add in spaces. So this makes it easier when I'm trying to fill in the sheet. Okay, so I'm going to start by putting in any appointments that I have. So on Monday I have counselling. On Tuesday I have a driving lesson. And this is sort of tedious, I know. It's not necessarily the best way to do this in Notion, but I just find I like it this way. I also have an appointment on Monday. And the color codes, you can sort of do whatever you like. So I have up here what I like to do. So I have PhD, deep work, shallow work, anything for the drama school, business, health and hobby, social, and everything like that. I have a class on Friday evenings. That is a non-negotiable. And then what else? We have a trip to Galway planned, and we're going to be leaving around this time. So I just want to mark that in for the time on the train. And yeah, I want to basically keep Friday and Saturday, well, all of Friday anyways, I want to sort of keep blank because that's just going to be time spent with my family. So I'm not going to be putting in anything there. And then on Saturday up until maybe about 2 p.m. I want to keep blank, but then I know I'm not going to be doing anything in the evening, so I'm going to put in some time for some admin work on Saturday evening. And yeah, we don't have any classes on Saturday, so I can just sort of fill up this time. I think I'm just going to go ahead and put that amount. So that's, yeah, about 10 of the 35 hours that I need to find for the business. Okay, so let's go back to Monday. Usually I do like to get some admin work done in the morning on Mondays. So I think I might go ahead and do that. That usually just sets me up quite well and helps to reduce any, oh, actually I might not do that this Monday because I'm going to try and get some done later today. So let's go ahead and start the day with some deep work on Monday. And then I'm going to be, where am I going to be on Monday? So I'm probably going to be in the farm home on Monday and Tuesday, and then home Wednesday, Thursday, home today as well, Galway on Friday, Galway on Saturday, just so that I know where I'm going to be in the mornings. That's sort of important. So that means I'll put down a little time for a walk with Lola on Monday, and then some more deep work. Okay, and then I think I'm probably gonna have to go ahead and put in shallow work for the rest of Monday evening. Some sort of work with the business anyways I will need to do during this time. Okay, and then some time for dinner as well, and some time for relaxing in the evening just about. And then Monday I can go ahead and add in some time for relaxing in the morning as well. Okay, God, this is going to be a rough week. I think Tuesday I'm going to do pretty much the same. So I'm going to put in some time for me in the morning, some deep work, and we can probably squeeze in a little bit more deep work on Tuesday because I don't have any meetings. Oh, actually, I left something off my task list, so I will add in some more shallow work on Tuesday as well for PhD. Cool. Wednesday. So I have my class, and then I'll have the slightest amount of time for myself. Do I have this time right? No, I don't. So then before that, I'll need to eat something before I go. I'll be in the gym from about 6:30, from about 6 actually. So then morning routine stuff, filming stuff for the brand. So that is red. And then I will start to do some deep work. And then I'm just going to fill in an extra hour for some admin because I guarantee I will end up having some by this point in the week. Cool. Okay, and then Thursday we're up super early, so I will just exit that and then put my morning routine in here. And then need to edit that video. Okay, so then I'll try and probably have a lot of admin work here before we go. Lunch would be good as well. And yeah, let's just add some relaxing time since it is a public holiday. Great. Okay, so how are we doing for time? I've got all my PhD work in fine. I haven't got quite all of my YouTube work in, so that could mean that I end up not having a video for Wednesday, which I just have to live with. And then we've got so far 6 hours here, 6 hours there. 4 hours there, 5 hours there, 5 hours there, and that's 26 hours of 35 hours that I need to do. So I don't know where I'm going to get the rest of that time, because I really can't be taking away from my PhD work during this week, which means I will probably add in some this evening and try to just cut back on some of it. So let's fill in the rest of this day. So it's currently 11 a.m. and I need to edit this video, my Instagram content. So I'm going to put in 3 hours here. God, I don't have 3 hours for this. I need to do all of my reset activities and just get ready for the week ahead. So I'm going to put in 3 hours for that. And then I suppose I'll be doing some admin this evening. Ooh, okay, so that's it. This is where we're at. I don't put too much detail into like the actual calendar because I know what I'm going to be doing on these days. It just gives me a sense of any major things coming up. And in terms of the schedule, I only put whatever is an actual appointment into my Google Calendar just so that I don't forget it. So like this meeting, if this turns into a meeting, this class, and then the train time, but everything else I don't bother putting in just because I don't think it is good to have it in your calendar. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So basically for me, it's starting off with the sort of non-negotiables, and then I just go through each day and try and fit in areas of deep work and then fill in the rest of the time with shallow work essentially. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so that is it for this video. It was definitely sort of taking you through the process. I will be vlogging this next week, so you will be able to see how the week went if you catch up with the vlog next week. It's going to be interesting, I think. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks to all of my wonderful members, and I will see you all in the next video.